Imagine having all the success you ever dreamed of, all the fame, all the fortune, all the money, all the positions. But now imagine you're too sick to enjoy it, or you have everything you ever wanted, but you have no one to share it with. What's the point of that, isn't it? Would that still feel like success? Steve Jobs, the visionary behind Apple, whom we owe the invention of the smartphone to, on his deathbed said that he recognizes that all the wealth and fame and everything that he had gained for himself, everything that he had done, had become actually meaningless in the face of death. What are you going to do with all that? So it gives us some food for thought, isn't it? Who wants to live a life, no matter how successful, without health and love? So how can we balance all these three things and make sure we have all three? So in this video, we're going to talk about how love and health are actually essential, non-negotiable things that we need to have for a fulfilling life, no matter how successful we are. Or else all the success that we can have actually becomes meaningless. So stay with me as we actually go into practical things we can do to balance all three, real life stories, research-backed evidence, and some practical tips on how we can balance all these three pillars: success, health, and relationships. So welcome to Learning with Sanjeev. This is my channel. I'm Sanjeev. Thanks so much for being here. Such a pleasure and a privilege to be able to share these thoughts with you. Are you ready to transform your life? Shh, but keep it quiet. This is powerful stuff. So what is health? Health isn't just the absence of disease. Disease, by the way, is absence of ease. That's how we come up with the word dis-ease. Not being comfortable, not being right. Our natural state, the natural state of our body is being of perfect health. So health isn't just the absence of disease. It's a state of complete physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Connected to that is measuring our energy in these three areas: our physical energy, our emotional energy, and our mental energy. And there's one more: our spiritual energy. Because sometimes we have the other three, but if we don't have spiritual energy, we actually don't have fulfillment as well. We are not as successful as we really think we are. Physical energy, you know what that's all about. It's being able to, be physically active, have the energy to be able to do things, physical fitness, all of that. That's physical energy. If you're in a state of disease, if you don't feel great, you're not healthy, well, your physical energy is going to be low. Mental energy is something else. I can't think straight. I'm so stressed out that I can't think straight. There's like a fog. I can't find the solutions that I need. I can't focus. I find it difficult to remember stuff. Mental energy. How do you get mental energy? You need to take breaks. You need to give yourself that relaxation. Actually, for all types of energy, we need to actually take breaks. Emotional energy, connected to lack of mental energy. Emotional energy, when emotional energy is down, we actually lose our temper much faster. We feel a lot of the negative emotions much more. So emotional energy is where you're feeling happy. Being happy is our natural state. Like being healthy is our natural state. And finally, spiritual energy. Are we spending some time, are we keeping aside some time to do whatever you feel you need to do to be spiritually connected in some way? It doesn't matter what religion it is, but being spiritually connected. Just giving yourself some time to just be quiet, just to, tune into the universe. So that's the four types of energy that we actually need to balance, have a balance of. And then we're actually going to feel much healthier as well. So neglecting one aspect often leads to the collapse of everything. Lots of real life examples here. Elon Musk, who is known for relentlessly focusing on his goals, pursuing his ambitions, doing whatever needs to be done, says that he feels burnout. In 2018, he admitted to working 120-hour work, 120-hour weeks. That's a lot of time, isn't it? Surviving on caffeine and minimal sleep. So that's going to take a toll. Actually, WHO, the World Health Organization, classified burnout as an occupational hazard in 2019. There's a friend of mine who was working for an IT company, working really hard, and then at one point totally burnt out. Another guy working for an IT infrastructure company, again total burnout, couldn't do anything, couldn't focus, couldn't work. He couldn't even find the energy to get out of bed for a while. So one of these guys actually just took a couple of years off and went and just went and relaxed on a beach somewhere. Luckily, he had earned enough money to be able to do that. Total burnout. Now he's okay. Actually, both of them are okay now. But it took a long time to get back to that state of health that they actually needed. Again, according to WHO, chronic stress and overworking leads to mental health issues, decreased immunity, and even heart disease. So chronic stress, overworking, mental health, heart disease, and it brings your immunity down as well, which means you are now susceptible to getting more sicknesses and even more dis-ease. What do we need to do for this? Balance our work. Balance what we are doing. Work smart, not hard. So the science behind stress and health says that basically chronic stress levels, it basically brings our cortisol levels up and keeps it at a heightened position. So we were never designed to have chronic stress, isn't it? Stress as a mechanism in our body is actually there for survival. Coming from thousands of years of evolution, if an animal is chasing behind us, wanting to eat us up, we have to trigger the stress response to give us the strength we need to escape this danger, to live to fight another day. But once that danger is over, our stress levels need to go back down to baseline. So it's just a spike. As I jokingly say, anyway, if an animal is chasing after us, your stress is at a heightened level for a very short period of time. After a couple of minutes, either you have escaped the animal and therefore your stress can go down, or the animal has caught you up and has eaten you up. Either way, the stress situation is now over, isn't it? But what happens with us is, when we wake up in the morning, we are stressed. We go to work, we are stressed. Right through the day, we are stressed. Come back home, we are stressed because we are thinking about tomorrow's work. So this stress level or the cortisol level never goes down. It never goes down. It's always up there, which means that's leading to a decrease of immunity because the body doesn't have time to spend on, doing maintenance activities because it's always in this state of panic. Not going to help us, isn't it, in the long term? No wonder we get sick. No wonder we have more heart disease. It's because of stress. Stress is supposedly the number one killer in the workplace today. Stress. And stress is all in the mind. Because what stresses me out, somebody else can be facing the same situation and have no stress at all. So stress is actually caused by the way we look at something, the perception, how we look at something, not the action itself, not the activity itself, but how we perceive that particular incident or that action or that person. So stress is actually all in our control because it's all about perception, how we look at something. So chronic stress increases cortisol levels, which then leads to weight increase, which leads to more health problems, leads to cardiovascular issues, and even memory issues because we are not able to sleep as well if stress is at a heightened point. So according to a 2021 study in the Frontiers of Psychology, a journal, Frontiers of Psychology, they found that prolonged stress actually disrupts sleep, which now creates another cycle. If you're not sleeping enough, again, that's a problem because our body can't get the rest that it needs. And that leads to more stress. So stress leads to sleep disorders leads to more stress, and now we are caught in this trap. We are caught in this cycle, downward cycle. We are going down further and further into disease. Good news. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention CDC says that adults who spend at least 150 minutes a week in moderate type of physical exercise actually reduce their risks of chronic diseases by about 50%. And that's great. 150 hours of moderate exercise, 150 hours of walking at a brisk pace. Not too bad. Can be done. And that's going to bring this whole thing down. Again, small practices like meditation or just taking a few minutes to practice mindfulness, clear your mind, is going to bring those stress levels down. Something I learned, something called box breathing. Just breathe in for 16 seconds. Breathe in for 4. Hold your breath for 4. Breathe out for 4. And hold your breath for 4. That's just one cycle of box breathing. It's going to disconnect your mind from whatever is worrying you, disconnect your mind from the stressful situation, and therefore help in bringing those cortisol levels down. Regulate your breathing. And by the way, taking deep breaths, diaphragmatic breath, is going to bring those stress levels down as well. So one cycle just takes 16 seconds. You can do 4 in how much is that? 1 minute and 4 seconds. Not a lot of time, but it's definitely going to make you calmer, bring that stress level down. You can even do this at your desk at work. Close your eyes, breathe. Try it and see. So what can we do as actionable steps? One is prioritize sleep. Don't compromise on sleep, because lots of the maintenance activities happen during sleep, including memory consolidation, moving short-term memory into long-term memory so we can actually remember it when we need to, doing all this maintenance work on our body. Plus, there's a build-up of all sorts of stuff in the brain during the day, and this needs to get washed off during sleep. And that's important as well. So 7 to 8 hours of sleep is what is recommended today by most sleep specialists. And getting that amount of sleep improves our memory, improves our productivity, and improves our overall health. health. And somewhere I read that if you just get about 4 to 5 hours of sleep for about a week, or you get about 6 hours of sleep for a week, it's the same as being intoxicated. So if you're intoxicated, you're not allowed to drive. So getting 6 hours of sleep for the week is basically the same thing. You're going to feel the same. You're not intoxicated, but your mind is acting as if you are, which is quite dangerous as well because reflexes become slow. Other things we can do, just take a few minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes each day, brisk walk at work. If you have a chance of using the stairs instead of the escalator or the elevator, use that. Do some yoga, enjoy yourself, go for a dance class, just get some physical activity, get that blood moving, and focus on your nutrition as well. They say we become what we eat. So bring that sugar intake down, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of fluids. As I'm telling you this, it reminds me, this is something my wife also constantly tells me, and I keep forgetting to drink as much water as I need to. Good reminder, isn't it? And cut back on the processed foods as well. Alright, those are some actionable things we can do, which is just going to take a few minutes each day. Then what about relationship? What's the point of success? And we have health as well, but we have no one to share this success with. What if our life is without love? Now, love doesn't only mean romantic love. Love means friendships, relationships, family, bonds, and even loving yourself. What's the point of all the success if you hate who you are? So Maya Angelou has said that success is loving yourself, loving what you do, and loving how you do it. And so if you can tick all three boxes, now that's been successful. Loving yourself, loving what you do, loving how you do it, loving how you do what you do. Yeah, think of Michael Jackson, one of the most brilliant entertainers in the world, was so lonely. Despite all his fame and all his money, he struggled to trust people, struggled to have really deep relationships, and ultimately it was just a tragic end, isn't it? What about Robin Williams? He brought laughter to so many millions of people around the world. Yeah, he brought joy to so many, but he wasn't happy himself, and you know how it all ended. So sad. Sometimes somebody might be putting a big smile on their face but could be hurting inside. So what's the point? We need to love ourselves, and we need to love the people around us, and we need to have someone to love. And just thinking of my pets at the moment, such a joy having 2 dogs with me. Pets are, they just give you unconditional love, isn't it? They love you no matter what. And it's a great de-stressor as well. If you get one of furry pet, just hug this dog. The field of stress just melting away. So a great de-stressor, having someone or at least a pet to hug and show some love to. They say that the greatest emotion is love, and everything else finally boils down to love. So there are 2 emotions predominantly, fear and love. So all our negative emotions are finally because of fear, and all our positive emotions are finally because of love. And ultimately, fear is also because of love. So like the Beatles famously said, all you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. And that's true, I guess, right? Everything is finally all about love. So a Harvard study on adult development, where they actually followed people around for 80 plus years, found that strong relationships were the strongest predictors. Good, strong, healthy relationships were the strongest predictors of long-term health and happiness. So the current director of this study, it's an 80-year-old study, right? Robert Waldinger says that loneliness kills. It's as powerful as smoking or alcoholism. Loneliness, not having anyone to love. On a positive note, when you have friends, you have relationships, and you're with like-minded people, just chatting, just having a good time, this releases a hormone called oxytocin, which brings your stress levels down. Oxytocin is called the love hormone. When you're with people and you're having a good time, you have strong relationships, it releases oxytocin and you feel even better, called the love hormone. And oxytocin brings stress down, brings inflammation down. Inflammation goes down means you're actually going to be healthier. On the flip side, loneliness has actually been linked to higher risks of depression and even heart disease. So good to have people around, good to have people to talk to. So what do? Go join some associations, go join some clubs, go join something like Rotary or an association like that, which actually does social service, which helps people. I joined Rotary recently, so I'm pretty hyped up about that at the moment. Something new to try. Join a dance club, go dancing, meet other people. If you go to church, maybe get involved in some associations in the church or the temple or whatever your religion is, where you're meeting other people, getting to know more people, socializing. So human beings are social animals, isn't it? We love to be around other people. That really really helps us. So what can we do? Actionable tips, things that we can really put into practice. Just make a list of all the good friends you have in your life. Maybe some of them you haven't connected with for years. Let's connect. Just send them a message. I was thinking of you. What's going on in your life? Shall we meet for a coffee? Recently, I went for a book launch of one of my good friends, Bradley, and met other really good friends. And they were asking me, Sanjeev, you're like bubbling with energy here. What's happening? And I said, it's because of you guys. When I'm around people, like-minded people whose company I enjoy, my energy levels just go up and the jokes become endless. We have such a good time with each other. Find some people like that. So strengthen your relationships, spend quality time with the people who matter the most. No one on their deathbed said, I wish I worked a few more days. But they said, I wish I spent more time with the people who mattered most to me in life, my loved ones. And when you're with your loved ones, don't be on the phone, be 100% present, be listening, be tuned in. Yeah, just be there. Most people just want you to listen. Be there for them. Being grateful for all the blessings we have in our life actually brings our stress levels down as well. Because if you're grateful, you can't be stressed. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel happier. Looking out for the blessings in your life, looking out for the things that you can be grateful for, that just shift of mindset, shift of thinking is going to bring your stress levels down as well and bring up the levels of good hormones like serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. Just the very act of looking for things to be grateful for and then being great, being thankful. So these are like magic secret ingredient of how to really live a contented, fulfilled life. Just being grateful and thankful for what we have. Someone is always going to have something more than us. Always going to be the case. So if you always focus on what we don't have, we focus on lack, you're never going to be happy. But if you focus on what we do have, so easy to be happy. It's just a shift of mindset because we become what we are focused on and we find what we are looking for. We will always find what we are looking for, right? And there's a part of our brain that makes sure that is happening. Reticular activation system, or RAS, helps us find what we are looking for. So if you are finding reasons to be happy, you'll find 1,000. If you want to look for reasons to be sad, you'll find 1,000. We find what we are looking for. We discussed join groups or activities that align with your interests. You want to jog, join a club that jogs. You want to do social service, join a club that does social service. Yeah, find some like-minded people. Enough of people going around. Not just Facebook friends, but real, living, breathing friends. And also do practice self-love. We cannot love anyone if we don't love ourselves first. We can't pour from an empty cup. We can't pour from an empty cup. So first fill your cup of self-love for yourself. Nothing bad in that. We need to start with that. Always look after yourself first. Then you have the power, you have the strength to look after others. It's like the safety instructions in an airline, isn't it? In an airline and it says, okay, if the cabin pressure drops, right, there'll be an oxygen mask that falls from the top of the cabin. Please put it on yourself first before you put it on your child. Why is that? Because you need to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anyone else. All right, so we have some actionable things that we can do. The thing with actionable things is we actually need to do it. All good intentions will just come down to zero. There is zero impact of good intentions unless we translate good intentions into actual practical action. So we need to take action. So what do we need to do? We need to balance health, love, and success and make sure all three comes, because there's no point being successful if you have been successful at the risk of your health and your relationship of love. Because what's the point? Success will be quite hollow then, isn't it? So there's a story of the fact that life is all about juggling different balls. And work is a rubber ball. If you're juggling work, a few days you don't go to work or something happens and you drop the rubber ball, it will bounce. You'll be always able to find another job. But health is a glass ball. You drop the ball of health, it's going to shatter. It's going to be really difficult to get that health back. And relationships again, it's a glass ball. You break your relationships, it's going to be difficult to put it back together. Rubber ball bounces back. Yeah, so we can always be successful, right? Yeah. And what does success mean? Have you thought of defining what success means to you? Like Steve Jobs said in his Stanford University commencement speech, he said, don't live your life by someone else's dogma. Don't live your life by someone else's rules. Don't live your life according to what others say success is. What does success mean to you? Is it all about wealth? Maybe not. Is it about relationships? Is it about love? Is it about family? Is it about having people around you who care for you? Is it about doing what you want to do? Is it about being of service? Is it about having a life of purpose, living your life of purpose? Could that be what success is? Redefine what success means to you, because that's the only thing that matters. Success for you is what you believe success is. So you decide, what does success mean for you? So how do we make sure we have all three: health, love, and success? So health has to be the foundation, isn't it? If we are not healthy, we don't have anything else that we can build on. So let's make sure that health is there. Without health, success becomes meaningless. What's the point of having all the money but you don't have the strength to move or to enjoy it. No point at all. A strong body and mind will allow us to enjoy and sustain whatever we have achieved, to enjoy it. And of course, what's the point of success if we don't have anyone to share it with? Relationships bring purpose to success, isn't it? We have someone to share this with. To share in milestones, share in achievements with people we love and who love us back just amplifies, magnifies the joy, isn't it? It's absolutely great. So there is this myth of overworking, isn't it? The myth that, to be successful, you need to put in those long hours, work till late, work nights. Is it true? Or is it that we need to be really, really, really productive in the hours that we do work? I think that's better, isn't it? There's a study done at Stanford, I think in 2014, which said that after working 50 hours for the week, your productivity sharply decreases. As soon as you hit 55 hours, it's decreasing even sharper. And when it gets to 70 hours, there's no difference between the amount of work you get done working 55 hours and 70 hours. So those last 15 hours are completely meaningless. So the longer hours you work, your productivity goes down, the amount of mistakes you make goes up, so the amount of redoing that we need to do goes up. So what's the point? Better to work less hours, but be much, much, much more productive. So you're getting more done in less time. Therefore, having more time to spend on the things you want to do, the things you love to do. Yes, makes sense. I'm not saying don't work. Do good work, do great work. But let's see how we can bring those hours down. Because we have a finite amount of hours in our day, isn't it? But we can always increase our productivity. Do more in less. That's working smarter. So use the 80-20 principle or the Pareto principle. Figure out what is the 20% of activities you do that is going to give you an 80% or more of impact. Do those. You just do 20% of what you normally do, you're getting 80% impact. That's awesome, isn't it? Yeah. The thing is, sometimes we spend a lot of time doing things that give us a very small impact, or sometimes nothing at all. Just the time wasters. But have you figured out what these time wasters are? So I'm going to put my email address in the description. If you like, I can share a worksheet with you which helps you to do a time audit, helps you figure out where is your time going. Just track your time for 3 weeks using this worksheet that I will give you, right? Completely free of charge. It's a gift from me to you. Just send me an email. You'll find my email in the description. Send me an email. I'll send you that worksheet. Use it. Tell me how it goes. Because once we figure out where is our time being utilized, where is all this time going, we can figure out what are the 20% of the activities that we do, which is giving us the biggest impact, the biggest bang for the buck. Then let's do more of that and spend less time doing it. Isn't that awesome? So bring in daily rituals to make yourself happy. Spend time with your family. Maybe have at meal times with your family. Make sure the phones are kept aside. Have a technology detox. Keep it aside. Be without technology or the mobile for a while at least. And also, let's learn to say no. Being successful and productive means, as much as it means choosing when to say yes, it also means choosing when to say no. So when something comes up on your plate and you look at it and think, no, doing this is not going to help me. Doing this is not going to move me forward. Doing this is not going to increase the things I want most in my life. Well, then let's choose not to do those things. Learning when to say no and push back. Tough one, right? But we need to at least think that way and find what are the things we need to say yes to, what are the things we need to say no to, because we can't do everything. We don't have that much of time in the day. But you always have time to do what you want to do. You can find that time. Looking at it from a different angle, saying I don't have time to do the things I really want to, that's a myth as well. Because if you really want to do it, you can find the time. You can free up that time. Set that time aside to do what you really want to do. What's the point of achieving everything, being really, really successful, if we have no love, we have no relationships, and we have no health? So it is all about balance in all three so we can finally have the best in life, isn't it? And remember, your natural state is to be successful. Your natural state is to have love around you. And your natural state is to be in perfect health. That's what we were built to be. That's what we were put on this planet to be. That's our natural state. So let's just get back to the natural state of where we are supposed to be. You can. And let's just do some of these small things that we discussed in this video to get us on the right path. All right then. Thank you so much for spending some time with me watching this video. It's been great having you with me. Till the next one, stay safe and stay blessed. I'm Sanjeev.